Hello, welcome to How to Play New York Solitaire, game for one player. So who doesn't love New York City? I mean, it's what everybody envisions when they think of the United States and America and all that. New York, it's a pretty big place, a lot of people and very expensive real estate. And most Americans will never visit this city or have anything to do with it. And that's fine. I mean, I visited it once, drove through it once, and that was good enough for me. So let's go ahead and do the New York Solitaire. Now we're going to take 2 decks of cards. We're going to go ahead and deal out 8 cards face up, and then a 9th card right on top of that. That will establish what's known as our foundational base, and it's going to be ace wrapping around king. We'll have 3 waste piles to put cards in that we can't use or don't want to use, and the foundations will be built in suit in ascending order, and then we are also allowed to pack on the exposed cards off color and in decreasing rank. So knowing that, the object of the game, of course, is to go from 6 all the way up to 5. In this case, we have 6 as our bases. Any other number, you're going to be 1 less than it, ace wrapping around the king. So if it's an ace, king would be the last card. If it was a king, queen would be the last card. So that's pretty much any ace wrapping around king solitaire. That's what's going to happen. So we know 5s are going to be the last card that we have to play. So I'm going to, as my strategy, is going to be putting cards that are 5s in the tableau and holding them there in the reserve. So what you just saw there, you can only move 1 card at a time. You cannot move stacks of cards. So it's a one movement at a time game. So I just moved all those cards so that I could repack them under a stack so they'd take less room. Any card can fill up a vacancy in the 8 spots that we have. So you're always going to see me counting the cards as I go along, because I want to make sure I'm not violating the 8 reserves rule, where I have more than 8 reserves. So now I'm going to repack. Now remember, king wraps around the ace, so we can do that there. So that's why we're trying to build the 5s as they come. When I see a 5, I'm going to put it in the tableau, because that card is going to be the last rank played to these foundations. And so far I'm getting some really good cards. I actually had a game earlier that the camera just managed not to catch, where I had to take cards off of the foundations, put them back onto the tableau to move stuff around. And that's one of the things you're allowed to do in this game, is you can take cards from the foundations so that you may build your cards down, because otherwise you can sometimes just lose this game. Now, since it took so long to get a winning game, I don't have the original losing footage, because, well, playing this game, it does take quite a bit of time. You're wanting to think. You're trying to think about what cards you have played already, and it gets to be kind of hectic as far as what cards you should play. So now I'm just going through. I'm seeing what. Okay, there we go. I'm seeing what I can play. You always want to check before we put anything down the vacancies. Do I have somewhere else that I can pack that card onto? Because this game will do that to you. You will have opportunities to pack, and you'll miss them, and it could potentially ruin your game. It happened to me a few times where I just make a big blunder like that, and this is one of those games, if you're not careful, you will screw it up, and you will have a losing condition on your hands. But other than that, this was just somehow an excellent shuffle. Everything was going right. I didn't have to take anything down from the foundations back on the tableau, so that was a really good thing. That means I was playing extremely well, and the luck of the solitaire gods was on my side. So now I have no more vacancies, so I can't move cards around. That's kind of dangerous. There I just exposed a 5, now a 2, now another 5. So I'm deciding which waste pile to put those in. Once I put them in a waste pile, I can't move them. You can't move cards in the waste pile anywhere except on the tableau. So other than that, they're stuck. They're there for quite a while until you can break them out of there. So that's one thing to be aware of. That's one danger to be aware of in this game, is be very careful where you do put cards in the waste pile, because you can trap yourself and cause yourself to lose the game. Alright, everything's looking good. We keep going, we keep going. I got another 5, so I got 3 exposed 5s, and I got 1, 2, 3 different foundational piles that aren't beginning with a 5. Okay, now I'm starting to move cards along. I'm starting to do pretty good, making sure I can get more done. Now I've freed up a spot, so I'm in really good condition now. And I could probably play one of those 5s, but I might hold off on that because I have 2 foundations that start with a 4, or 2 packs on the tableau that start with 4. And so I got that stack there to a 5. That stack is complete, so I went ahead and turned it over. You don't need to do that. I was just showing you for demonstration purposes that I turned it over because it is complete. And I'm missing that 3 of clubs and that 2 of hearts. There it is. Okay. So now I'm really good position. I've gotten 5s established. I'm holding off on that other 5 because I might need to move some other stacks around. Okay, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to take the risk. I think everything's lining up really well. Now I'm just going to make sure I'm not messing up at the end. Okay, got an empty spot, so now I'm really good position, very comfortable. And we're moving, we're flying pretty quickly, placing cards as they come. Looking. Do I have the card I need next in line? Have that 4 of diamonds, the 5 of diamonds, that completes that stack, and I kind of knocked some stuff over, so let's fix that. Alright, so looking for 3 of spades, but I don't see one. But I have completed 3 of the foundations. Okay, there's 4 of the foundations. Making some really good progress. And there's the queen, there's the king, the ace, 2, 3. We're going to get the 4, 5. And once we have everything marked with a 5, we have won the game. So if you want to do something besides play solitaire with cards, if you actually want to play an actual card game with friends, are basically strangers, which are friends you haven't yet met, come to our subreddit Card Game Meetups. Post your city and what games you know. If you click show more in the description, you'll see all the pertinent links, including other card game channels that I like, and the music and the rules if there are any for this game. And you'll also see a link to Card Game Meetups where you can post your city and what games you know. We also have a link to a Discord channel where we talk about card games, and a second link to another Discord channel where we talk about solitaires. And if you're a musician that has instrumental, i.e. no singing songs, let us know in the comments, post a link, and maybe we'll use it. Do like and subscribe, and do share these videos with people who you know love to play traditional games, but just don't have anybody to play them with, or maybe not technologically savvy. And I want to thank today's musicians, Good Old Sheets, for their New York piece. And I also want to thank our other musician, Jacob Kohler, the Mad Arranger, for his New York State of Mind cover of Billy Joel's New York State of Mind. Thank you guys for allowing us to use your music, and do check out their channels. They could always use some more views, and I will see you next video.